So here you have Professor Bibila. He is now 98 years old. It was Professor Bibila who had conducted the first excavation in 1976-77, and we were all his students. And he is, I mean, as an archaeologist, we have certain limitations. If you say that Lord Ram was 1 lakh years before, as an archaeologist, I am not going to accept it. Because we go by the, whatever material we are getting, we are not going in to believe in mythology and other things. If you say that we had Pushpaga Vimana, I will tell you to take a ticket in that one, but I am not going to travel with it. Because we as an archaeologist, we don't believe in Pushpaga Vimana. If you say that we had surgery in those days, sorry, we will not believe in that one. Because for all this thing, you have to be a rational being, a very rational human being. There are certain things which can happen. But at the same time, as an archaeologist, we believe in all mythologies. Whether it is Christian mythology, whether it is Hindu mythology, there is a kernel of truth in all those things. If you say that we had Brahmastra, we are not going to believe. We were not having any kind of Brahmastra. You can have your Brahmastra, but we are not going to believe in Brahmastra as another thing. So whatever is rational, only that would be taken by archaeological survey. So this man is also very meticulously, he follows that principle only, an archaeological principle only. So this is, now he is 98 years old, and next you can operate it from there, because this is, you have Ayodhya here, because from Ayodhya, Ram started from here. Ram started from here, and then he crossed Ganga, that is, I mean, he reached Shringavepu, and then he went to Bharadwaja, and then he went to Chitrakoot. So this is the route of Lord Ram. So he took up excavation first of all at Ayodhya, and then he went to Shringavepu, and then Chitrakoot, and then to other places. Next. Next. So this was our excavation team. This is Professor Bibila. This is Dr. Soundarajan from Tamil Nadu, a very scholarly person, but he has passed away now. A very person of very encyclopedic knowledge. You rarely find people of his scholarship. This is Dr. Narasimhaya, and this is, I told you, Shree Jayaraman, the wife of Jayaram Ramesh. She was in the excavation. I am sitting here, and then my colleagues also. So this was a small team of excavation. Next. And this is during the holy ceremony. We were all enjoying. We were participating in the excavation. Again, I am sitting here. Next. This was one of their names. This was published by Times of India. K.K.Muhammed was never part of Bibila's Ayodhya excavation. Because they resort to this kind of thing. Professor Irfan Habib is Professor Emeritus, and the other man is he is the chairman of the Department of History. This was the last effort by these people, some 9 days before the judgment. Because they just wanted to create confusion. But if you fight back, then they would be cornered. That is exactly what we did. We fought back with all our force. Then, Professor, he gave a statement from there. K.K.Muhammed was with me during the excavation. He gave a statement. It is a tit for tat. If you simply sit, they will corner you, they would defeat you. But you should be ready to fight back. So we all know this is the Babari site, and we had carried out the excavation at this site. Because at that time, the structure was standing. Because you just could not, you cannot excavate at that time within the mosque. Next. So this was the pillar. These are typical 11th and 12th century pillars. This is what I said, that this is the Purna Kalasha of the pillar. These kind of pillars you would never see in a mosque. This is Purna Kalasha, which is a symbol of prosperity in Hinduism. So you have this kind of, at that time there were 12 pillars standing there. Go to Kutubina area, just see the Purna Islam side, and you would be finding not only this Purna Kalasha, you would be finding a number of Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh, Ganapati and many other gods and goddesses. Even now, not 10, 15, 12, 20, you will be getting in number in this area. So that is what I said. See certain wrong have taken place. Accept it. There is nothing. There is no, there is no problem. But do not try to justify it. No, we cannot revert back everything because that is also another fact. You have to accept it. You have to revert back, you cannot revert back everything. Only the exception we were seeking for Ram Janam. Because I have been telling my Muslim friends, for Muslims, for Hindus, it is as important as Makkah and Medina are for Muslims. And at the same time, for Muslims, it is neither associated with Prophet Muhammad. Had it been associated with Prophet Muhammad, I too would have stood with those people. So in Islam, after Prophet Muhammad, the most second important people are four caliphs. Hazrat Abu Bakr, Hazrat Umar, Hazrat Usman, Hazrat Ali. This place is not associated with any of them. Again, after this one, after the four caliphs, again the most important people in Islam, on the third, this one row, it is known as Sahabas. That is the companions of Prophet Muhammad. And then Awliya Kiram, like Muinuddin Chishti of Ajmer, or Nizamuddin Awliya, or this one, or some of the Awliyas who are there in Nagaur and various other places. This place is not associated with any of them. Had it been associated with any of these Awliyas, I too would have stood along with them. For Muslims, it is simply a mosque. Simply a mosque, which could be, you can, translocate into any other place if you want to. But for Hindus, it cannot be translocated to any other place. It should be always at this particular place. And then with a semi group of people, when I was outside the country, they had invited me. These are Simis are extreme Muslim group. They invited me for a lecture, so I gave a lecture. And then I told them, see, you have been given a separate country which is known as Pakistan. Even after giving Pakistan as a separate country for you, if India is a secular country, it is only because of the fact that it is a Hindu majority country. Had it been, I asked them, had it been a Muslim majority country, do you think India would ever have been a secular country? They paused for some time and then they accepted my version also. So we have to reason with Muslim community people. So that is what happens. So similarly, here you have the Purna Kalasha. Again, here you have the temple part. This kind of 12 pillars were there. And below these pillars, the brick bases were also there. Because you have to strengthen the land before erecting it. So all those pillars were excavated during the excavation time of the BB land. Next. Here you can see the Purna Kalasha. So this is a vase from which foliage is coming out. Next. So these were the pillar bases. Because you have to strengthen the base so that it can stand very firmly on this one. So these were there, and then a number of idols were also excavated from here. Next. So this way, almost 90 trenches were excavated. From all these 90 trenches, a number of idols were recovered, which very clearly says that there was a huge temple below the mosque. And then the walls of the temples, here also there was a wall, here also there was a wall. A number of walls were also excavated below the mosque. Because now the masjid has been destroyed, it is below that. Next. So this is a diagram of the whole place, because how the excavations has carried out and what are the temple pillar bases. Just to show you. Next. And then below that, this is a circular tomb. This is a Shiva tomb, a circular tomb. But some of these experts of the Sunni group said, this is a stupa. So this would be a Buddhist structure, not a Hindu temple. That was their argument. But these people who came as the experts of the Sunni Waqf, they did not know, because a stupa would be a solid structure. This is not a solid structure. A stupa would be a solid structure. If it is a Buddhist stupa, that would be a solid structure. There would not be any space like this one. But they did not know the architecture of a stupa. What is the difference between the architecture of a stupa and what is the difference between the architecture of a Hindu temple? This was a Shiva temple, a small Shiva circular temple. Next. And then, as I told you, a number of terracotta idols were recovered from that side. Had it been a Muslim area, had it been a Muslim mosque, you would never have got this kind of terracotta idols. Next. This is again another piece of evidence which goes against the argument that it was a mosque area. There is a number of this one. More than 263 idols were excavated from there. Next. And this is a man sitting. It is the feet portion of the a man who is sitting there. Had it been a mosque, you would never have gotten feet like this one. This is the torso person of the torso part of a person. Here there is a dress, and his hand is here. Next. This is a drummer. She is a lady, and a drum is there. Especially from a Muslim mosque area, you could never get a drummer like this one. And this is a lady. Next. This is an animal. Most probably a horse. Next. This is a dog. Again, from a mosque area, you would never get the terracotta item of a dog. Next. Again, another dog. So a number of dogs were, this one, terracottas of, figurines of dogs were recovered from there. Next. This is a snake. You can see the eyes, and these are the foot of a snake. Most probably, this might have been part of a Shiva temple area, because this is of course part of a Shiva. So they said, you said that you have Vishnu, you are saying that it was Vishnu. So we said, of course, there are inscriptions which say that it was a Vishnu. Then they asked, why Shiva? So we said, Shiva is nothing but Vishnu, and Vishnu is nothing but Shiva. Shivaya Vishnu Namaya. Shivaya Vishnu Namaya. Shiva Namaya Vishnu hai. Shivasya Hridayam Vishnu. Vishnusya Hridayam Shiva. So they were silent because they don't know. They neither know Sanskrit, no, they know ancient Indian history. They knew only the medieval history. That's all. Because we had to argue with them. Next. This is the Amalka portion. This is, I told you, like Velika. So this is the Amalka portion of the temple. If you go to North India, you will be finding this kind of Amalkas in almost all the temples. This is something which you can never recover either from a residential area or from a bazaar area. Next. Again, during the excavation, earlier it was while the mosque was standing. At that time that we had seen the pillars, but now during the excavation also, you got a number of pillars like this one. again you have the Purna Kalasha. Next. Again you have the idols also here. Next. But they have chiseled down it, and many other temple decorations. All these temple decorations, you can never get it in a mosque. Next. And this is that pranala. I told you about that Makara pranala. This is Makara. Crocodile. And this is the outside portion of that Makara. So this is embedded in the walls of the mosque. Next. And how Makara pranala was used? This is how Makara pranala was used. You can see that Makara's snort. The pranala was used like this one. Next. If you go to South Indian temples, you can see it like this one. This is the Makara pranala. This is the teeth of the Makara, and from this knot, water will be pouring down. You can find it in Hampi, you can find it in various temples. Next. Here also you can see the same thing. Next. And I told you, because this is, this lady is standing on a crocodile, it has now deformed, it has broken down, so it is not very clear. And she would be standing like this one, with an Amrit Kalasha, which means it is Ganga. Next. And this is, I told you about that Amalka. Amalkas are this one. On the top of almost all the North Indian temples, invariably this would be there. This Amalka would be there. And this is the Graho temples. So you can see the Kalasha that is on top of it, and then Amalka, and then the Shigara portion. So a number of features and a number of architectural members of the Shigara portion was also excavated. And this is the Mandapa. So our temple, that is Ayodhya temple, it had a huge Mandapa. Next. And then many other architectural remains were excavated from here, which belongs to the temple. All these things. Next. And this is that Vishnu Hari Shila Palak. It was brought down, when the masjid was brought down, this was recovered. So the Karsevaks, they are taking these things to a safer place. Next. So this is that Vishnu Hari Shila Palak. It has got 20 lines, and it very clearly says that this Vishnu temple is dedicated, this is dedicated to that Vishnu who has killed Bali and who has killed the rented person. Next. And this, this Francis historian said, this was a plant. This belongs to some other private collection, and from that private collection, this was brought and kept it here. So that was their argument. But the court did not accept it. Next. And this is from various, various Mahatmas. This about Ayodhya temple, they say, only from 1857 onwards, it became a problem, and Ayodhya was mentioned only from 1857 onwards. Before that, Ayodhya was not mentioned at all. And it became a case from 1870 onwards. That was the argument of the Marxist historian. But we have argument to say, in Abul Fazl's Aine Akbari, in volume 3, the place has been mentioned, Ayodhya has been mentioned. Not only he has mentioned it, he says that in the month of Chaitra, a number of people, they collect themselves there and they worship, they go to the temple and they worship it. And he does not mention about the Muslim prayer. He does not mention, Abul Fazl does not speak anything about the Muslim prayer, but about the Hindu prayer he mentions. So that was the first, notice which we get from the medieval sources. And then in 1611, a person who is known as William Finch, he was not a VHB man in 1611, he was from England, he had visited the place. Again, he also speaks. He gives a very graphic description about the hot week, because in 1611 that was Jahangir's time. So you have it in Abul Fazl's Ainakbari, you have the reference of William Finch in 1611, and then a Dutch traveler, his name is John David. He came to India in 1631, that is the period of Shah Jahan. He also speaks about the Hindu worship of the place, but he does not mention anything about the Islamic worship. Because the Muslims had, although they had conquered, they had converted. I mean, Muslims were very few in numbers. So they were not, I mean, continuing the worship. Sometimes somebody would go and worship. But it continued, although it was taken from a Hindu community, they continued their worship in that place. So it was in John David. It was again in 1635, he speaks about this one during the period of Shah Jahan. Next. And then this is John Daly's reference about the place. It was in 1632, he is 35, next. And then Thomas Herbert, he came in again in 1634. He was again a Dutch person, and he also speaks about the Hindu worship of the place, but not about the Muslim worship. Next. Joseph Diefenbaker, he was an Austrian Christian father. He came to the place in 1766, and he again speaks about the place. Not only that, he also speaks about the 12 pillars which was reused by the Muslim community. He speaks very clearly, these are the Hindu temple pillars. So for the first time in English literature, we get the mention about this kind of this pillar from him, that is Joseph Diefenbaker. He was an Austrian priest, a Christian priest, and he was a Jesuit priest also. Next. And then the French scholar, I mean, there are a number of references, series of references in 1801. Next. And then Muhammad Khatib, but the Muslim made a complaint in 1854. When Muslims made a complaint, in this complaint also says that the temple of Janmastan, the temple of Janmastan is their music. Muslims are, I mean, in the complaint which they had filed, they used the word the temple of Janmastan. Had it not been a temple, I mean, had it not been this one, why they should have used the word Janmastan? Janmastan means the birthplace of Lama. Next. So there are, I mean, we gave them a number of evidences, like this one, series of evidences. I got a number of evidences like this one. So on the basis of all these things, it was conclusively proved that it was a temple which was, I mean, destroyed, by the Muslim invaders, and then it was converted into a mosque. And this fight went on for a long time, right from 1528 onwards. The fight was going on that way. But from 1870 onwards, a legal fight was going on. So that all this legal fight has now come to an end for a very good cause, and a number of people, archaeologists, historians, activists like Prafulji, and many other people have participated in this great effort. At last, a very favorable, very balanced judgment, which could not be further improved upon. So that has come out. So we have to accept whatever is there. The judgment is there. When throughout, whether it is Hindu community or Muslim community, they have to accept the judgment. Because I have been touring the whole North India and speaking to many of the people in Muslim areas also. Now they have all accepted this kind of verdict. So now, I mean, things have been settled. Now let us move forward. Let Muslims and Hindus come together and let us create a united India, so that India can overcome many other countries. So thank you all. Thank you very much. If you have any questions, I'm open.
I would like to know if there is scope for further excavation in that place.
Of course, now because the whole thing is with when open, now we can do further excavation, because that is very much essential also, because whatever is buried now, which was not possible at that time, that could be now taken up.
Will it be possible even after the temple is built?
Once temple is built, that would not be possible. But before that building up the temple, this could be excavation could be taken up. Then that could be exposed. You can have it in a mirror area, and then over that you can construct the whole temple. That would be the best thing. Because in foreign countries, they are doing like this one in very historically very important places.
Thank you so much.
Sir,
Yeah.
sir, you have shown us a lot of stones and sculptures of temples.
Yeah.
So how old is the temples actually?
This temple is from 12th century AD onwards.
Oh, that is
What
on
is-
record.
Yeah, that is on record. Because it is, I mean, because on the basis of the art and architecture, one can very easily identify that it goes back to 12th century AD. Yeah.
Thank you.
Sir, would it motivate to say excavate other structures like Taj Mahal, which is claimed to be Tejo Mahal?
Yeah. See. See,
You were told this temple, you were told this temple belongs to the 12th century.
yeah.
Like any other, if you take many of the temples in Tamil Nadu, they were all brick structures which were later converted
Yeah.
during the Cholas and Pandyas as a stone structure.
Yeah.
Probably this earlier, was there a brick structure of Ram temple there before it was converted into a Pakka temple in the 12th century? And which dynasty has constructed this 12th century temple?
And this 12th century temple was constructed by a group of, in 12th century we had a very unsettled dynastic, this one. So at that time it is said that there was one Chandra who had carried out similar, this one, Gadwal rulers were there, and his name is also mentioned in this inscription. And he had carried out similar work in Sarnath also, which is a Buddhist site. So, and then the excavators have compared this, artistic features of Sarnath with our temple, that is, which is excavated at Ayodhya. So it goes to Chandra, who was from Gadwal dynasty.
Was there a temple before the 12th century also?
It was before the 12th century also. There were a series of temples.
In Ram Janmabhoomi.
I'm talking about the Ram Janmabhoomi itself. There was a series of temples there. That circular temple, that belongs to 9th century. And even before that, there were a lot of temples. Yeah. But, there was no scope to escape because, you had a very limited area there. But now, as Madam said, you have the entire thing is now open for you. So the trust which is going to be formed, they can take a decision that the entire area should be excavated first, and then we have to form a whatever. This one, the trust has to take a decision for that.
Sir, heads off to you. What made you to learn Sanskrit after Dr. Abdul Kalam?
I think in my previous birth I might have been a Brahmin.
Sir, it is a real thing. You are all belongs to our people. You are all belongs to us. Thank you.
I might have been a Nambudiri.
Now, when are you starting Krishna temples matter?
See, there are certain things we have to be very clear. Some outlandish claims would be there that Taj Mahal was a Hindu temple and all those things. Archaeologically looking, Taj Mahal was not a Hindu temple. Because it's very clear, because you have the development of architecture. A dome like Taj Mahal, you cannot have it before that. Before 16th century. Not even the earlier Muslim period also you cannot have, because that is not a single dome. Taj Mahal's dome is a double dome. It's a completely different architecture itself. As far as the other temples are there, you have two important temples. One is Gyanvapi and the second is Krishna temple. But there also, I am of the opinion it should be handed over, but at the same time, there are certain legal problems. What is that legal problem is, that is 1991 Religious Act is there, which has been enacted by the government of India, which very clearly says that our cutoff here would be 15th of August 1947, that is our Independence Day. So at that time, if it was a temple, that is a temple. If it was a mosque, that would be a mosque. except Ayodhya. So this is an exception. So as a nation, my opinion is that we should stick to certain principles. We should not open up new wounds. Let us unitedly stand and make a united India. If you go to strong India, if you go to China, because China has progressed like anything. You may say that there is no democracy, nothing like that. It has made tremendous, the progress. When we compare with India, India stands nowhere. So we have to have a united nation, we have to have a united India, and for that you have to bring up, you have to unite all the communities into one single harmonious whole.
So here,
Yes.
when you were tasked with excavating the Ayodhya site, you were walking into a dispute that was centuries old.
Yes.
It was a scientific pursuit for you because it was supposed to be evidence based.
Yeah.
And then there were other issues, legal contestations, people were disputing your claims, there were counter claims. So how was it a transformative experience for you, given that your faith of birth is different from what you are trying to excavate? So as a person, the excavation of Ayodhya temple, the inner transformation that happened within Dr. K.K.Muhammed is what I would like to hear. Thank you.
See, at the time of excavation, in 1976, 77, this was not an issue at all. But that kind of transformation, it was within me, even earlier also. It was maturing into some other kind of things, I have some kind of, sometimes, I get some kind of intuition also. But I am a rational being. I am not with any particular religion, neither Hindu nor Muslim nor Christian, nothing of that one. But purely a rational being. But even after being a rational being, I get some kind of divine messages or intuition which I am not unable to explain. So I kind of, but at the same time, I identify with the cultural roots of my country. So that's all. Otherwise, there is nothing like that one. I identify myself with the cultural roots of the country.
One more question, sir. So when people disputed your findings,
Yeah.
So how did you encounter it?
Yeah.
So
See, we were on a very strong ground, but the only problem was we were not having media. That was number one. Number two, other people were not as bold, perhaps, as me. This also should have come out. But there are problems with them also, because you just cannot, because you are, taking a very dangerous course. It is you are fighting with your own job. So many people may not be ready for that one. And for me, my inner strength was this one, some kind of divine ordinance was there. You call it a divine ordinance or whatever you call it. Since I don't believe in all those things, I say that it is some kind of inspiration or something was there which I am unable to explain.
thank you.
Sir, one thing, sir. In spite of all these proof that on the examination there was a Hindu temple and that was Ram temple.
Yeah.
Why the Supreme Court judgment has not at all mentioned about the existence of temple? It only stated that its structure was there upon which the mosque was built.
Yes,
It
of
was
course.
not built on the vacant land.
Yes, it is a very, very good question. But you have to understand the position of the Supreme Court also. Supreme Court, one is historical evidences are there, archaeological evidences are there. But at the same time, the ownership of the land issue is with Muslim community. So Supreme Court has to come out with because it's a kind of settlement for them. You have to settle the issue, because we have continued the fight almost for 490 years. And this question, legal question, was almost for 130, 40 years were there. So they wanted to settle the issue. And you just cannot have a better judgment than this one. It's a highly balanced judgment. I appreciate it because the stand of Supreme Court is something very phenomenal. Otherwise, the whole country would have been in flames. And they have managed it very well. Hats off.
Sir, I have one question and one desire.
Yes,
The
sir.
question is, in these historians who are Marxists, they deliberately suppress the truth.
Yes.
And they also curtailed the truth being coming out.
Yeah.
What is the reward we can give them?
No, see, now they have
legally.
been, now they have been completely cornered. They have been exposed also.
No, that is right.
Yeah.
But what is the reward we can give them? If you tell a lie
Yeah.
somewhere, it is punishable.
Yes, yes,
Those
yes.
who are calling them as historians, scholars, they are suppressing
Yes, yes,
the
yes,
truth,
yes.
and they are betraying our culture.
Yes, yes, yes.
And we should remove their citizenship.
Yes, you know, why? No, I removing the. At least, I mean, they should not be posted. At least they should not be posted in important posts. And for example, Professor Irfan Habib, in spite of all these things, he is now continuing as the Professor of Emeritus.
Yes.
At least that should have been removed. He should not have been.
We should file a PIL to remove him, and we should remove all the responsibilities from him. That should be a lesson for others.
Yes,
Number
that
two,
should be. It should be. It should
this
be.
is a desire.
Yeah.
This is a desire. When the Ram temple will be built, I wish your contribution, Bibi Lal's contribution, should be inscribed on a stone and put at the entrance.
See, there is no need of inscribing on the stones and other things. It is there. No, it is there. I mean, because it is more than me. Other people are there. I mean, Professor B.B. Lal is there. Professor Dr. B.R. Mani is there, and all those people. This one was my contribution. Was I was part of the excavation, and I had an advantage of being a Muslim. And when a Muslim speaks on this particular issue, that have a greater relevance, and that reaches the people. So I was bold enough to speak. That much, advantage, of course, I can have. Other things, in the heart of the people, it is there. And you yourself is the best representative of that one.
Were you not threatened for supporting?
Of course, because, I come from a community which is a monolithic community. It's not as this one wide as Hindu community. Because in Hindu community, you have a lot of, it is very liberal, very highly tolerant. You can go to temple, you cannot go to a temple, you can believe in God, you cannot believe in God. Still you are a Hindu. It is one of the most advanced religion in the for a human being. So I respect. Many people they respect Hinduism because of this kind of tolerant attitude of Hinduism, and many people accept it also. So that thing is there. We should. The only thing is that. Now let us come to terms with the practical, realities, and also how to take the country forward.
You would have received a lot of fatwas.
Of course, there was a lot of fatwas. Even now it is hounding me. Yeah, even now, because the whole newspapers in Kerala were associated with the Marxist people and Jamaat Islami.
We are all with you.
Yes, thank you so much. No, I know the whole population, the whole country, all the right thinking people are with us. Yes.
So I have only one comparison I might make.
Yeah.
I have a background from the defense services. We don't.
Yes.
We make no difference.
Yes. Yeah.
We make no differentiation between a Hindu,
yes.
a Muslim, a Sikh.
Yes.
And all of you must have seen
yes.
the and traditions
yes.
are there.
Yeah.
We do not have temples, gurdwaras, or masjid
yes.
in our camps.
Yeah.
What we call is Sarva Dharma Sthal.
Yes, Sarva Dharma Sthal. Yes.
Where everyone,
yes.
irrespective of your personal faith,
yeah.
Goes and prays.
Yeah.
It will be one hall in which you will have
very good.
probably a Shiva,
yes.
Rama, Krishna.
Say.
You will have the Bible, you will have the Quran,
yes.
you will have the Guru Granth Sahib.
Yeah.
And it is all within one person.
Yes.
So when you go and pray, whom are you praying to? In front of you are 15 of them.
Yeah.
So whether you do a Shastra Namaskar, you do just a pranam,
yes.
Yes. The question arises there.
Yeah.
That gives us a leading point.
Really.
So this kind of addressing this problem.
Yeah.
Coming back to this judgment per se.
Yeah.
would it be fair, would it be right to say that the Supreme Court has, the panel of the Supreme Court has risen above lot of the impediments?
Yes.
And in the judgment have tried to bring about a semblance of balance.
Yes.
That nobody ever feels, none of the groups, whether the Hindus, the Muslims, or any other party, nobody feels that they have lost.
Yes.
Everybody feels they have gained something.
Yes.
And in the nutshell, I think that is what the entire judgment has been tried. That is my interpretation.
Really.
And the Supreme Court has gone entirely, or should we say 99.99% based on evidence.
Yes.
Myths, whatever your beliefs, whatever your fiction, have been kept aside.
Yes.
They have been kept aside. Not influencing the judgment per se.
Yes.
Would it be right?
No, it is perfectly right, and it's a very balanced judgment which cannot be further improved upon. And it has settled. There was no winner. There was no vanquished. Everything has been completely settled now, and there is a sense of relief. Even in the Muslim camps also.
Sir, it's an honor asking a question to you.
Yeah.
You are a national asset now. It's a personal question. Has the government given you security, sir?
Yes, government is giving me security in my native place also, and here also, everywhere now, because No, we are liberals. We are neither. I might be a very good communist, because because I respect communism, because it is a great revolutionary idea which stands for the downtrodden people. So I have got respect. But these people, they are not actual communists also. They have used communism just to take advantage out of it. That is the thing. Yes. So once more, thank you all. Thank you very much.